Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Anggrianto Arlansyah. I'm a student at University of Bengkulu. In here, I will explain to you about word and its form inflection. There are 6 material. The first, word and grammar, lexeme, word form, and grammatical word. And the second, regular and irregular inflection, form and nouns, form of pronouns and determiner, form of verb, and the last, form of adjective. Okay everyone, we start from the first, word and grammar, lexeme, word form, and grammatical word. Word can be decomposed into smaller meaningful elements that linguists call morpheme. Classification of morpheme is pre-morpheme and post-morpheme. A morpheme is the smallest linguistic unit that has meaning or a grammatical function. For example, pre-morpheme, walk, and post-morpheme, walk. A prefix is a group of letters placed before the root of a word. For example, the word unheavy consists of the prefix un, which means not, combined with the root word happy. The word unhappy means not happy. And a suffix. Suffix is a group letter places after the root of word. For example, the word flavorless consists of the root word flavor combine the suffix less, which means without. The word flavorless means having no flavor. The second, regular and irregular inflection. What is regular inflection? Regular inflection is a change of word from to reflecting like tense, plurality, gender, and etc. In unusual, governed by consistent, predictable rules. For example, we usually create the past simple tense of verb by adding d or ed, and we normally create plural by adding s or es to the end of nouns. For example, as a dog, cats, watches, and etc. Next, what is irregular inflection? There are many intents in which the way a word is inflected doesn't seem to follow any rules or convention at all. This is known as irregular inflection. For example, the past simple tense of the first go is went, and the past participle is gone. Irregular inflection affect nouns, adjective, adverb, and verb. Okay, next, form of nouns. According to Cambridge Dictionary, noun is a word that is the name of something, such as a person, animals, thing, place, quality, idea, or action, and is typically used in a sentence as subject or object of a verb or as object of a preposition. Nouns having just two forms, singular and plural. Example, singular, man, woman, child, ox, mouse, goose. And plural, man, woman, children, oxen, mice, geese. Form of pronouns and determiner. Number 1, personal pronouns. The form of the personal pronoun that is appropriate to use for a specific sentence depends on the gender and number of person or thing. And number 2, possessive pronouns and determiner. Determiner function as adjective, so they appear before the nouns they modify, while the possessive pronouns replace possessive nouns as whether as subject or the object of a clause. And number 3, reflexive pronouns. The reflexive pronouns indicate that the sentence subject also receives the action of the verb. This kind of pronouns is used to refer back to the subject. And number 4, relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are pronouns to form relative clause. The relative clause itself is a subordinate clause that explains the nouns. And number 5, interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are pronouns used to ask questions. The use of interrogative pronouns also depends on the needs and pronouns used. Example, who, what, which, and whom. And the last, demonstrative pronouns. The function of the kind of pronouns is to point to a noun. Example, this, this, that, and those. For singular nouns, this and that should be used, while for plural nouns, this and those are appropriate. The next material is form of verb, and this verb has 5 forms: the best, as, in, past, and the past participle form. Number 1, irregular verb. An irregular verb is used to form the simple past and past participle without take the ed ending. And number 2, regular verb. A irregular verb is used to form the simple past and past participle by adding a suffix d or ed. For example, regular verb answer, imprison, and past answered, and the past participle answered. In irregular verb, began in the present and past began, and the past participle began. Form of adjective. Adjective has 3 forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. The simplest form of the adjective is positive form. When 2 objects or persons are being compared, the comparative form of the adjective is used. When 3 or more things are being compared, we use the adjective superlative form. Number 1, comparative. Comparative are used to show the difference between 2 objects. And superlatives are used to show the difference between more than 2 objects. Okay everyone, that is the explain about inflection. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.